Hello guys, this is HS1 coming to you once again with the live streams. So I did a live stream 2 days ago and you guys absolutely loved it. I miss doing it again, and also I'm still on vacation. I have a lot of time on my hands and I felt like, why not do a live stream again for you guys? So for today, instead of having a video, we're gonna have a live stream up. I apologize if I look a little bit tired for today, because today's been really, woke up super late, wasn't really motivated to do anything, didn't even shave, but I just had some food, and it's actually really late right now. It's almost 10 o'clock at night here from where I'm from. For those of you guys who don't know me personally, I'm from Canada, but I'm vacationing in Malaysia right now. So it's actually 10 o'clock at night as the duration of the stream is going on, but I'm pretty sure it's like in the morning for most people in North America, which is most of you guys. So still though, if you have a story, send me a blank email at horrorstudio1@gmail.com, and you guys can get into this whole stream and tell your own true scary stories, ghost stories, Reddit Let's Not Meet, whatever stories if you guys have some. I'm not going to be taking a lot of viewers today because really just not really feeling up the super energy like I was 2 days ago. But I will be reading a lot of stories from you guys who send me requests to read their stories on my stream. So I have a lot of emails opened, and I'm thinking of narrating all of them for you guys to hear live. Testing myself, see if I can just do it live with absolutely no editing. Yeah. All right, let's get started. So for those of you guys who don't know my face, this is how I look. I post my face in a lot of my videos though. So I mean, if you guys have been here for a while now, you guys probably know how I look like. And yeah, let's start with the stories. The Different Spirit. My name is Donovan. I live in a small town in Virginia. This happened to me when I was 12 years old. I was taking a hot and steamy shower like I always did when I was a kid. I hear the closet door open, and I thought it was a spirit I've seen and heard before. We call him Mr. Peck because he makes knocking noises a lot, and he opens cabinets and doors. But it was not Mr. Peck. I peeked around the curtain to look at Mr. Peck because I've seen him before. But what I saw was a man around mid-40s. That was not Mr. Peck. He was bald and wearing a sweater vest. He started laughing like a psychopath. I said, "What the fuck?" And I saw the spirit vanish into thin air. I told my brother, who was in his room at the time, when I saw the spirit. He said he saw a black mass float down the hallway, and that's when I got chills. I saw the man once since then, and I just saw him downstairs, and that was only for 2 seconds. This is the first time I'm telling anyone about this because I feel uncomfortable talking about my experiences. I couldn't find anything about this man on the internet at all. But creepy old man spirit, let's not meet again. That is pretty creepy though. Like, you think creepy old men are creepy? Creepy old ghosts are even worse. So thank you. I just got a really nice email from Deborah. Loved your voice in your videos. And thank you for making this winter scarily cozy. So if you're watching this, Deborah, I thank you for your nice email. So I actually forgot, I'm supposed to go to chat and see what you guys are saying, just in case I lose sound or something like that again, like I usually do with these things, man. See if you guys are actually watching me. So some people are saying so sleepy. It's 3 p.m. in Norway. It's 2 p.m. in England. Okay, so you guys can actually call in if you guys have a story. And then some other comments telling me to make animated stories. That's pretty good. And by the way, I'm sorry if it's kind of like noisy here. I'm actually in the kitchen of my hotel, of my suite, so there is a lot loud ass air conditioning thing playing. I have to put on a jacket. I'm sorry, I don't know how to turn it off. They just have that automatically in this place. So, all right, let's go to the next story. So if you guys have your own stories, send me a blank email at horrorstudio1@gmail.com to get in here and tell your own stories if you guys do. Story number 2, another subscriber story. I saved a little girl's life. Let's not meet. Hi, I've been watching your videos for a year now, and I think it's time to tell my story. Okay, so I'm a 14-year-old girl, but I like to look like a boy. So a few weeks ago, my girlfriend's birthday, by the way, I'm bisexual, and we went to the mall. When we got there, my girlfriend and two other friends went to the food court to figure out what to do. My girlfriend wanted to see a PG-13 movie, hence it was her 13th birthday. I said okay, and we all went to the movies. I was kind and paid. The movie didn't start for half an hour, so we played in the arcade. I was trying to show off to my girlfriend by playing a gun game, when at the end of the arcade, I saw a DDR machine, and I saw a man standing next to it. When I finished the game, my girlfriend gave me a kiss. We still had a lot of time left, so we just chilled, and one of the boys in our group was talking about guns when I saw a little girl run into the arcade really quickly. I got up without saying anything. My girlfriend said my name, but I said nothing. I looked into the arcade. I saw the man holding the little girl on the DDR game. I had a bad feeling, so I turned to my girlfriend and told her about it. She said she would look for the little girl's mom, and I would go save the little girl. So me and my friend went inside the arcade. I told him to look worried, and he did that. We both started to look very worried. We started calling a random girl name. When the man saw us, he dropped the little girl and ran. My friend ran to the girl, and I ran after the guy. He thought he could hide, but I found him and tackled him. Then, for some reason, I punched him really hard in the face. I knocked him out. I sat on him until some guards came. My girlfriend came for the little girl's dad, and he thanked me and my friends for saving the little girl. And then the dad gave us $200, and we got free stuff for the movie. The mall called me a hero for saving the little girl. Now creep that tried to hurt a little girl, let's not meet ever again. Thanks for reading. Yeah, it's cool what you did, and you're a girl too. So a girl punching out an adult man. That's insane. All right, I'm looking in the chat. I haven't seen him in a long time. Yes. Is this really live? Yeah, this is really live, guys. This is really live, Calvin. This is really live. Aislinn says, I love you so much. I think you've been here before, Aislinn. I remember you. You always say you love me a lot. Thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. All right, so if you guys do have your own stories, send me a blank email at horrorstudio1@gmail.com, and you guys can get in here. And if you guys do come in here, please do me a favor, try to mute your mics, because I am reading stories, and then I'll call upon you, and then you can unmute and share your story then. All right, guys, thank you guys so much. Let's go to story 3. Another unnerving encounter in the woods. Hey, man. Before I get this started, thanks for the videos. I've been subscribed for about 2 years now, and I've sent you a story before, and you've read it in one of your live streams. I give you full permission to read this one in a video if you would like. Once, I was hanging out with 3 close friends after I moved to Northwest Georgia. One of them suggested we should go back into the woods where there was a creek, and none of us turned it down because it was a really cool hangout spot, but we agreed not to go in the water due to the winter weather. We got our knives to cut down whatever may be blocking the trails, and we got some snacks because we planned to be there until it was dark, which wasn't a very good plan at all. We started making our way into the woods, excited about what we would discover that time. As we started our trip, we all had a feeling as if we were being watched and being followed. We started to become more aware of our surroundings because we started hearing footsteps. Despite the creepy feeling, we kept following the creek downstream. We came to a point where there were large rocks we could stand on and enjoy what nature had to offer. We then took a break, and all of us stood straight up when one of my friends pointed out a small chair that I swore we saw 30 minutes before. We felt more disturbed and stupidly decided to keep moving downstream. Just as the eerie feeling went away, we all heard a little girl screaming. We looked in the direction the sound came from and saw a little girl without legs somehow standing on the hill on the other side of the creek. We decided it was time to haul ass out of the woods before it was too dark to see. Every time I looked back to check on my friends behind me, I saw the same girl behind us getting closer every time. She was wearing a white dress and had black hair that looked very messy. The scariest part for me was that I could still see her eyes, and they were blood red, no white in her eyes at all. We were all screaming in fear, and we still had a long way out of the woods. We started hearing whispering behind us, so we kept running faster and faster. One of us tripped on a fallen tree, and we saw the ghastly figure again. Soon after that, we finally made our way out of the woods, and we stopped to catch our breath. We were nervously talking about what we had just seen, and someone said her eyes were fully black, and someone else said her eyes were fully white. I don't recall seeing anything in the woods that could have had us mistaken, because most plant life at the time was dead because it was winter. We very rarely go back to that spot anymore, but when we do, we always see the chair we saw that day. It's always in a different spot. I think something followed me home that day because every once in a while, I'll catch a glimpse of the figure when I'm outside my house at night. I also started getting nightmares about the little girl haunting me from time to time. I'm glad to share my experiences even though I rarely do. Keep up the great work, and once again, thanks for the videos. That's a really scary story. I'm getting chills right now, man, honestly. Ooh, it's so dark here, guys. It's crazy. Yo, it sounds like an Asian horror movie, brother. Come on, man. Did you know it was because I'm Asian? You gotta send me something like that? Like, Jesus. It's so scary right now. I'm getting chills right now. Okay, let's read some comments. Apple Fun says, love your videos. Thanks, man. I mean, there's like a lot of messages from different languages, which kind of makes sense, I guess, since most of my fans that are probably watching right now are not in North America. You know what I'm saying? Hey, you're awesome. Thanks, Sophie. Hi, guys. Hi. I love your channel. I love you too. You're by far my favorite YouTuber by Kaylin. Thank you, Kaylin. It was a terrifying story, guys. It was a terrifying story. You the best. Thank you, Kyle. I love you, dude. Thank you, brother. Amazing voice. Thank you. All right, so if you guys have your own stories, send me a blank email at horrorstudio1@gmail.com, and I will get you in here if you guys have your own stories. So let's read the next story, shall we? Truck driving story. Hello. Well, I'll get right to it. This is something that happened to me this year. I'm a 26-year-old male driving locally in the Kern County in California. I had received my dispatch and was instructed to deliver 3 loads of PS1500 hot liquid to a location about 7 to 8 miles east of a town called Maricopa, California. On this day, I had already picked up my first load in Bakersfield, California. As I made my way, I noticed that I was the only one working at the time. Since it was always the 2 of us, I thought it was strange. Well, as I arrived to the destination, I got this certain feeling that someone was already there, despite that I was the only one. So I went and did my job and unloaded my tank. I was a bulk liquid transporter. The whole time I was at the location, I kept feeling that someone was staring at me. So I went to my rig and got my flashlight so I can light up my surroundings. As I did that, I didn't see anything. I was alone. The only thing I saw was cars passing by on a road that was at least a quarter mile away. Once I finished unloading, I got in my rig and proceeded to back up. The good thing that I got the habit of looking in my mirrors before I even moved the rig. Well, when I looked in my passenger side mirror, I saw a man dressed in a black hoodie and black pants walking across from the fence where I was to the back of my trailer when I knew for a fact that I was alone. So I honked with my air horn, thinking that I must have not seen a car on the location. I sat there for maybe about 6 minutes and never saw anyone walk past my trailer. So I backed up while still honking, and I then got to a point where I did a U-turn. And as I did, I was stunned to see that there was no one there. So I stopped and got my flashlight, since I had a very clear view of my trailer tires to see if I hit someone, and of course, no one was there. I wish I was able to just leave, but I know I still had to complete paperwork, and inside, I was completely freaking out. I thought this was gonna be a let's not meet, man. When you said truck driving story, I'm sorry, I just had a preconceived notion, I guess. But it's a ghost story, man. It's crazy. All right, so I'm gonna send some links, and for those of you guys who are new, if you guys have your own true scary stories, send me a blank email at horrorstudio1@gmail.com, and I will get you in here. And of course, when you do, please mute your microphones and everything you have. Turn off the other screen that's playing so we can get the stream going smoothly. Good. Crystal says, good morning. Good morning, Crystal. Well, for me, it's good night, but I mean, whatever. 7 a.m. Yeah, it's probably the time in like the States or something. That's crazy. If you guys have any questions for me in the chat, I can answer a few of them. For those who are first timers, hi. Okay, there's someone in here actually. Sentoki. Jesus, are you Japanese, brother?
No, my name is just Japanese.
Oh, nice. So it's a real name.
For the most part, yeah.
All right. So how old are you and where are you from, brother? Not from Japan, I'm guessing.
No, I'm from Orlando, Florida, and I'm 20 years old.
Oh my God! All right, you look really young, bro.
Yeah, everybody says that. Everybody. I mean, I guess like all the stuffed animals and posters of guys throwing off. But
I wasn't even looking at that. I was just like more your physical features. But anyways, what is up, brother? What kind of story do you have? Thanks for calling, by the way.
You're welcome. So my hold on a second. I'm gonna fix that lighting. That's a little better. So my story is about live streaming. So
okay, Jesus.
Right,
right
so,
on.
Huh?
Right on point with your topic. Thank you.
Thanks.
So what kind of a live streaming? Is it like a ghost story you were talking about, or just some creepy guy you were live streaming with?
It's like it's a hacker story.
Okay.
So it might not be the scariest thing you'll ever hear, but
I'm intrigued right now. I'll be honest. I am intrigued right now by your story already.
All right. Well, all right. So yeah, I'll just start by saying that yeah, it's probably not going to be the scariest thing you'll ever hear, but it was definitely a horrifying experience for me. So okay, so I'm a broadcaster on this website app called YouNow.
Oh, okay.
And so one night, so I used to do late night broadcasts like back in the day, like every night. So one night I was on FaceTime with my friend, and then later I called two of my other friends on Skype. My friend on FaceTime was named Hannah. My two friends on Skype were Ryan and Alice.
Mm-hmm.
So we just started talking about whatever for the first like half hour. Like we're joking around, talking about bullshit, and then all of a sudden Hannah says, "Sentoki, did you just text me?" And I said, "No." Then she said she got a text from an unknown number saying, "Hey, it's Sentoki," with the 3 smiley emojis like I used to use.
Mm.
I was really confused, and I thought she was messing with me. So like we brushed it off as a glitch, and then a couple minutes later another text for her came through saying, "What do you mean you're on FaceTime with me?" And she's like yelling at me, and I'm I'm like, I'm serious. I'm not doing shit.
Yeah.
So then some of my viewers in the broadcast were saying that they are starting to get messages on Kick. Like one of them even got a FaceTime screenshot of our FaceTime call.
Okay.
So this just goes on for like hours, and like it's God, I can't even like think about it. So it all goes on for hours of like paranoia, everybody screaming at each other, and kind of people in that, like, it started attracting more viewers in the chat, and people kept bringing up unfriended, which didn't help the situation. I remember one person kept asking me if I was on drugs. A lot of people were saying that it was fake and that it was funny, so I just had to start blocking people. So it started, like, hours still went by, and then it started to get to the point where I was crying because I was like afraid for my life, and I was like losing my mind. I started to feel like a mental hospital patient.
Okay.
Like I had a knife in my hand because I was like afraid somebody was actually outside my house, and like there was one point where I had to step away from the broadcast and let my friends like take over. And
what was
like
what was the stuff that the person?
I'm sorry, what?
Sure. What was the stuff that the person was saying? Big person. Was he saying like particular stuff, like race, like sexual stuff, or like threats, or what was going on? Just personal.
Okay, so the Packer was like, well, it wasn't really what he was saying that made me cry. It was what was happening. Because one of my viewers in my chat was saying that they saw somebody outside their house, which either could have been related to the situation, could have not been. Other viewers were saying that they were getting messages like saying what they're doing, like saying they know what they're doing. I got like my phone got a text from my friends from the hacker saying, "Come outside, it's time to play," and like, yeah, it was just making me cry out of fear. And then I was like breaking down, so I had to step away. Like I walked around my house with the knife, like feeling like a mental hospital patient, and like feel like I'm losing my mind and feeling like I'm gonna die tonight. So, I mean, I still have the footage of this broadcast. So if you guys are interested, maybe I'll upload some of it to YouTube.
Yeah.
But eventually another hacker comes in and he helps out. He makes the bad hacker stop.
Okay.
And eventually we just kind of chilled out. I went to sleep. I woke up the next morning. Everything was quiet and peaceful. I went live again in the morning to let everybody know that I was okay. And this is just one of, yeah, that's pretty much it. Like, and it's just one of those experiences that isn't horrifying to other people, but it was definitely very horrifying to me, and my parents will never know about it. So, YouNow hacker, let's not meet again.
Jesus, was that the only, like, did you ever find out who it was, or like what their intentions were doing that? Just,
I mean, I don't know. Well, later I figured out that I think he might have been able to hack me because I had my Skype in my bio and he got my IP address from that. So I took my Skype out of my bio shortly after that. Oh, wait a minute, I forgot about this. A couple months later, I was broadcasting again. Someone came in saying, "Hey, Sentoki, remember me? I hacked your Skype a couple months ago." And I was, my heart dropped.
It could just be a troll.
I mean, I'm sure like people were like telling me that he was probably just like having fun with this. Like he wasn't, like, I know he wasn't really out my house, but it was,
yeah,
I was so paranoid.
So just the question about is it called YouNow?
Yeah, YouNow.
So do you guys get paid for that, for streaming there, or I'm just curious?
Yeah, people do, but I don't yet. I'm still working on that.
Oh, okay. So it's kind of like YouTube then. So it's kind of just like YouTube videos, but just streams, I'm guessing, right?
Yeah, and it's
Is that
like it's a good place to be. It's a good place to make friends, and it's like good place to learn new cultures.
So let's say do you guys, because I know there's some streaming sites that you have to like stream every day at like, let's say 11 a.m. or something. Is there something like that for you now, like contracts like that? Or I'm just curious, out of curiosity, like just asking as a fellow streamer.
Well, I don't. Well, I mean, I know that big YouNow partners would sign a contract, but I think that's just so that they don't broadcast on other platforms. I don't think the time really matters. I think as long as they're consistent, like
yeah.
So yeah, I'm just trying to broadcast 5 days a week now. Like
that's still pretty good, dude. That's hard.
Yeah,
that's like really hard. Like I do, like I've done 1-2 days ago and now, and I know I used to do 2 a week. I did 2 a week, and it was tiring for me because I had like other stuff going on. I'm not sure if you have school or like work or anything, but
yeah, I have work.
Yeah, it's hard, bro. It's hard. How so you do like gaming streams or what?
Sometimes I do gaming. Sometimes I do Snapchat opening broadcasts. Sometimes I go on the creepy subreddit and we look at creepy things.
Yeah, that's fun. That's always good. Hey man, yeah, that's great. Come back on if you have more stories, bro.
I will.
You're a great
I'll be here. I'll just mute myself.
All right. Thank you, man.
You're welcome.
Sentoki, man. All right, so we have another. I think you've been here before, brother. Amre. Hey, what's up?
I have been here before. Hi.
Hi. Hey, what's up, man? You wait, you're from? Are you from Germany?
Yes.
Yes.
Exactly.
I remember you. Yeah.
And I'm happy today because it's actually early and I didn't have to stay up for the live stream.
Yeah.
I'm so happy.
I'm not in Canada anymore, so my time's all different too. So that's kind of why.
That's cool. I think you were in Europe a couple days, like week.
Yeah.
I lost track of time. I'm in break right now, so.
Like a week ago, I wasn't in Germany though. I went to Venice, like Rome, basically France.
Yeah.
Went around Amsterdam a bit, but that was basically it for my Euro
That's
trip.
good. I go to school in Netherlands, so I kind of it's okay.
Oh, nice, bro. So what kind of a story do you have for us?
It's a short one, but it's one that I have experienced this summer. It's with people. It's not paranormal.
Okay.
So,
okay.
I hope it's interesting. But so we were staying with my grandma at the time, and because like I love my grandma and we love to stay at her house, so she's chill. But her neighbor is a little sketchy sometimes. She like has sketchy friends. So they use the same driveway.
Okay.
And their neighbor's car was blocking the driveway. So my grandma told them basically, like, hey, get the car out of there. We need to like go because our car was right in front of them, so we couldn't get out. And then they go, no, I don't want to do this. And they like cuss everyone out for no reason. My grandma just like nicely asked everything. And then my mom got mad at them because like, who the hell are you to like talk to us like that? You know what I mean? You're like guests. You're not living in here. Whatever. And meanwhile, my grandma's like neighbor who has neighbors says nothing to them. It's like she sports them in a way. She says nothing. And it just like got into a big argument. And then the guest's husband come out, like he has like a knife on his hand. He's like, I have nothing to lose. I can kill you, whatever. And he walks up on us. And then it's just was like a whole fight and mess. And then I said stuff which I shouldn't have. But yeah, we had to lock ourselves in the house and then wait for my dad to come back because he was the one who left.
Wait, aren't you like 17 though? Aren't you like 17?
Yeah, I'm 17.
Yeah, man, come on. You shouldn't be dealing with this, but I commend you on that.
But that guy, okay, he was like 2 times my size. He was huge.
Of course.
Both weight-wise and height-wise, so. Not that I'm sure, he's just giant. But,
what was the resolution of this whole thing?
Well, the resolution was we broke down. Okay, so it's basically the whole property is 2 houses that use the same driveway, right?
Mm-hmm.
So if you think of it as, I'm gonna imagine this thing is like the property. This is
Okay.
the driveway, and this is their house.
Okay.
The garden that we own is
I
in the middle, and
actually wait, your camera. Okay, now I see. Okay, keep going. Sorry.
okay. So the property they own is at the back of the property, like at the very end. We own the middle. So it was, we have a wall here. We broke that down. We split their property in half, so they had to break their thing from the very end of their property. It was just basically we made our own driveway because we were just sick of their shit.
Okay.
But that's how it resolved. And yeah, we're still not really talking to that guest. Neither is my grandma, because she was really mad about it and she never said sorry. So it was just more drama, but it was scary at the moment.
That guest was just the guest of the neighbor, right?
Yeah, it was a guest of the neighbor, and they just like attacked basically us. And I have a brother who is 1, and he walked up on my mom. That's why I said something, because she had my brother on her, like, what do you call this? I don't know the English. Like she was holding my brother,
the sleeve or something, like the elbow.
Yeah.
Shoulder.
What kind of person I don't know what he was on, but what kind of person would just, like, try to attack someone with a baby? It just made me really mad.
That's crazy. I got scared. You guys should have called the cops, man.
Yeah, I wanted to, but I was in my home country, Turkey. So we had like 2 weeks left, and my mom was like, "Don't call the cops. We have 2 weeks. I don't want to deal with that stuff. I just want to go back to Germany." So,
well, I'm sure your dad ended up dealing with it. You know what I mean? He ended up doing it.
He did. He was the one who broke the wall to make a new driveway, and then he put a fence in between us.
Your dad's savage. He just went up and broke the wall.
Yeah, he actually. My grandpa has a tractor, and both of them. My dad.
No questions asked.
The wall with like a hammer.
No questions asked for your dad. He just goes and breaks down that wall. Jesus.
It was just full savage mode, and it was great. Problem solved.
That probably scared the shit out of the guy. Just seeing your dad break down that wall, just randomly.
It did, and then our neighbor, my grandma's neighbor, was like, "Why are you breaking down this wall?" And then my grandma didn't answer that, because, like, you know why? You were there. You watched the whole thing. Why wouldn't we? You know what I mean? So that was it.
Well, I still hope your grandma and the neighbor, they start talking again. I mean, it was really the guest that was the asshole, and it's weird. It's awkward being like weird with your neighbor. I hope they settle this whole thing they have going on, man.
Yeah, and the plot twist: the neighbor is actually a relative. So
really?
Awesome. Yeah, wait, family drama on top of it.
She's related to you guys.
Yeah.
So it's man, come on. And it'd be funny if, like, the guest was also, like, related to you guys. So it's like a whole family dispute. You'd think it's like a
exactly.
That'd be hilarious, dude. It's like your cousin's cousin or something. But yeah, no, seriously, man. Yeah, I hope that situation works out.
I mean, I hope. I don't really want to see that neighbor anymore. I really don't. When I go back there, I don't go back there yet, but.
All right, well, give us an update.
Okay, I will.
Please, if that. Thank you, man.
Thanks. Bye, dude.
Bye-bye. All right, so if you guys have your own true scary stories like these two guys, anything from ghosts to, they were talking about not ghost stories. So send me an email, a blank email at horrorstudio1@gmail.com, and I'll get you guys in here. Before that, we have a few more emails I promised to read for viewers, and then let's read them. He was beating her as she drove away. Hi there. I'm a 40-year-old mom and not sure if this qualifies as creepy or as scary, but it was definitely disturbing. I'm not even sure if it bears repeating as a narration, honestly. I think I'll tell it on my own channel, though, because the story needs to be told for awareness, if nothing else. Anyways, around 2007 or 2008, I lived in a rough neighborhood. It was basically quiet during the day, and if you stayed to yourself, no one bothered you generally. If I had my choice, though, I'd have never stayed there. Anyways, I walked my daughters to the local McDonald's, which was maybe 10 minutes or less away on foot. I sometimes took them there as a treat, especially if I didn't feel like cooking. We sat near a window to eat and talk, and as I looked outside, I saw this guy yelling at his girlfriend. He was following her around the parking lot, seeming to scream and yell, jabbing his finger in her face, and just being an all-around asshole. I wanted to intervene, but I had my 2 daughters with me and no cell phone. What could I do? A few minutes later, I saw a car drive away, and I watched as that asshole punched her in the face while she drove. Her car jerked to a stop, but then she kept driving. I frantically looked around to see if anyone else saw. Nobody did. I had no cell phone to call the police to help that poor girl, and she just drove away. To this day, I still wonder if she's okay, if she's even still alive, you know? I've seen my dad do the exact same thing before. He punched his ex-wife, my former stepmom, in the face as she drove with my half-brother and I in the back seat. We were both her stepchildren at the time, and I was 7 years old in 2nd grade. My brother was maybe 4 at the time, or almost that age. I've seen so much domestic abuse in my life, but that definitely stayed with me. When I walked home, I was enraged to the point that I wanted to gather a bunch of angry women, find that guy, and all of us take turns beating his scrawny little ass. He was a scrawny little fucker, and the girl was pretty but chunky. She should have done to him what my former stepmom did to my dad when she got tired of his shit. She should have thrown him to the ground and sat on him. If the life was squeezed out of him from her weight, so be it. Still though, I hope she made it out of that relationship okay, and is now with someone who loves and appreciates her. I survived domestic abuse, as did my mom and stepmother. I hope that poor girl did too. Thanks for your time. Yes, please. It's so crazy how that friggin' happens, man. Please read it on your channel. Right, I'm gonna send a bit more emails. So, and then if you guys have your own true scary stories, even like the one we just talked about, like even if it's about want to raise awareness on certain serious topics and issues, send me a blank email at horrorstudio1@gmail.com and I will get you in here. Let's see what we have in the chats. Okay, there's nothing to do with what I've been reading, but that's how it is with the chat usually. So people are asking what my email is. I'll repeat it. It's horrorstudio1@gmail.com. Hello, Mew7 Master Thief. Hello, Jake. What's up, brother? Next story. Greetings and salutations, Horror Studio 1. I would first like to put it out there that I truly appreciate all the hard work and effort you put into these narrations and videos. I listen to it every day while at work. Such conviction and the sound effects, perfection. But anyways, let's get on with my creepy encounter. So, I was on my way on picking my husband up from work. He works at Shamrock Foods. Anyways, the building, although a string of buildings and large, is on a minor street. As I'm waiting for him with a friend of mine who was in the car with me, we decided to get out of the car because there was a lightning storm approaching, and we wanted to check out the show. I am a very observant person, more than most, and for no reason at all, since the streets are very dimly lit. I scoped out the street, both ways. All that's along the street are streetlights and very small bushes. Nothing there. There are no other cars parked along the curb, and there's no Shamrock trucks either. Anyways, as my husband is walking towards the car, we all get in. I'm in the driver's seat, my husband in the passenger, and my friend in the back behind me. As I'm pulling away from the curb, I check all my mirrors, and then all of a sudden, in my side mirror, I see a guy stopping suddenly, and my friend straight up says, "What the fuck, did you see that guy?" I did, but the weird part is, I didn't see his face. He stopped abruptly as I was pulling away, and the weirder thing is, he has a child's backpack in front of his face, and as I pulled away, he very slowly pulled it down in front of him. I mean, what the actual fuck? I never saw nor heard anything, no footsteps, no nothing. There were no hiding places. This all happened in a span of 20 to 30 seconds, scared the living shit out of me. The thing that scared me the most was that I was completely oblivious to this. I now stay in the car and lock my doors when I pick up my husband. Anyways, thanks for reading, and I give you full permission to tell the story. If you decide to tell it. Could you credit me as sacrilegious? All right, thank you, sacrilegious. Thanks, and thank you for taking the time to reading this. Cheers. That is scary. So is this like a paranormal story, or let's not meet? I can't even tell. I cannot even tell. But anyways, thank you for your story. Scared me there. I love these stories that you don't know if it's like a dude or a ghost. I should do a video like that. 5 true scary stories that you don't know if it's a ghost or just some fucking creepy ass dude. How about that? People are like, wait, he stopped in front of them? No. She was looking in the mirror and it was like right behind her, I'm pretty sure. Wow, some people are like, look behind you, there's a ghost. It's just my microwave and my oven. All right. So if you guys have your own true stories you want to get in here to tell, send me a blank email at horrorstudio1@gmail.com. And some people are asking in the chat how long the stream will go. I'm pretty tired today, so probably just maybe like another half an hour. So I guess quickly, guys, if you guys do have stories you want to share, it's your last chance to get in here. This is a pretty interesting one that I've actually a really old email, and I wanted to share it with you guys for a while now. I just didn't have the time to put this story into a video, but let's hear it. Death warning or coincidence? I've always had the ability to foresight. I've had the occasional death warning ability. When I was a teenager, I've had 4 incidences that I can still recall. 3 being that my dream came a faint reality. The first one happened when I was about 15 or 16 years old. I had a boyfriend at the time who was an atheist. He never really believed me when it came to anything of the supernatural. But this experience, to this day, still haunts me. This dream I have a few years before the event. In the beginning of the dream, I was running late for school. To me, doesn't seem unnatural. I was always late to school. However, it wasn't until I came across the countryside road filled with harvested cornfields, and then I see a cross, which is odd because I don't see any other crosses there. I'm the one driving a black car, and then there's an accident, but for some reason, I can't make out the details. I wake up in a cold sweat, and the last thing I see in the dream being a dead cold hand, broken glass, and blood. Thinking that this was all just a dream, I go about on my own business for a couple of years, blocking the dream entirely from my memory. Then, one morning, after I went to my creative writing class, it happened. I was walking through the halls, but something is eerie about that day. The hall lights are dimmer than normal. Second period, I'm upstairs and trying to be on time. To be honest, a bad feeling settling in the pit of my stomach. I get into class. A couple minutes into class, after the roll call, my teacher looks up at all of us, straightening herself up, brushing herself off. As I bring her an assignment, she stares at me. She goes on and tells the class, sorry for their loss. If they knew the teenager and the accident. Come to find out, it was a class pal of my brother's. He was a popular student in school and was well known through sports. That my brother played football and wrestling with him. The dream comes back to me. I end up talking to a friend about it. A year or 2 later, I soon learn the details of his death. That's what gets me to this day. He was late to school that morning. He stopped to get a couple McDonald's sandwiches. On the way there, he reaches backwards, trying to get one of the sandwiches. He miscalculated on the road, goes into the other lane, hitting a bus, killing himself instantly. It wasn't the fact it killed him, it's the dream that haunts me. I learned that the road he was killed on so happens to be so close to the school and only a couple of streets away. There was a bus from another school running late. He was driving the same black car in my dream. I did tell my boyfriend about the dream, a few others as well. I feel guilty because I felt there was something I could have said or I could have done. But in reality, there wasn't anything I could do. Anyways, if you want any more stories, ask me to email more. In the meantime, is this the death warning? Leave your personal thoughts and comments below. Wow, you even helped me draw my viewers in with the comments. But yeah, dude, seriously, like I would love to hear more. Send me more of these, man. If you had sent me more, I could have made like a video. That would have been a pretty good idea, right? Death warning, 3 true scary incidences or something like that. So we have another caller in here, Erica. Hopefully didn't wait for too long. Hey, what's up?
Hi,
Hi, how old are you and where are you from?
I am 29 and I'm from Philadelphia.
What time is it over there right now?
It is 9 something.
9 in the morning.
9 something, yeah.
Okay, so what kind of a story do you have for us today? Is it paranormal or what?
A very long paranormal story that's been happening in my house for 3 years, but I'll try and make it as fast as possible.
All right, that sounds interesting. Okay, let's hear it.
Okay, so about 3 years ago, a friend of mine died. I woke up next to him. He was dead. He had overdosed in his sleep.
Mm-hmm.
He stole my money. Okay. So a couple months pass, and I'm in the mirror brushing my teeth, and I have something in my eye. So I get closer to the mirror, and I hear a gargling voice say 3 times, "Help me." So we did like the whole salt thing and got holy water. It was nobody in my house. I had asked.
Mm-hmm.
So nothing had happened for a little bit. Now, just recently, the activity has picked up again ever since Halloween. So my dad is the biggest skeptic. Nothing has happened to him as far as this point.
Yeah.
But me and my mom have been seeing like a dark, shadowy figure. I was downstairs. My mom had went upstairs because my dad was like, "I can't believe it. I just saw a cat walk into my room." And we don't have a cat.
Yeah. Shit.
So, yeah, and I was downstairs, and as soon as I heard my dad say that, a black shadow came out of the kitchen and came right towards me. So we have like rosaries all around the house. The lights go off and on by themselves. Both TVs shut off and on 50 times over and over.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty bad.
Is it the house that you're currently in right now?
Yeah, it's the house I grew up in. I just moved back home.
Oh my God. Why do you think it's going on? Has it always been like this ever since you were a kid, or is it right after your friend died that started happening?
It was right after my friend died.
So before that, the house was completely normal.
Right. And they had asphyxiated on their own, I guess, blood or vomit when they died.
Uh-huh.
The voice was gargly, like, "Help me, help me."
Why would that happen in your house? Was your friend always like, he always used drugs a lot and then it just happened?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
He wasn't a big drug user. It was just that one night I fell asleep. I woke up, my purse was empty, all my money was missing. I don't know what happened.
Have you guys thought about getting a pastor or something to maybe cleanse the house? I mean, it would.
Right. We got holy water. We did salt. Salt is supposed to work. We got holy water and salt. There's like more things I just can't even think. Oh, my mom and dad both saw a shadow figure walking up the steps.
Was that the scariest thing that's happened? And I mean, I want to hear the scariest.
I was in bed and I thought I was dreaming, and there was a floating white head like looking at me. And I thought I was dreaming, so I went back to bed. And the next morning, my mom's like, "You won't believe what happened to me last night." And I'm like, "What's that?" She's like, "There was a floating white head in my room." Oh, crap. That was in my room, too. And the other scary thing that happened was my door doesn't shut all the way because when I was a teenager, I was very bad. So they took it off the hinges. And now it doesn't completely close. So there's a crack. And I could see eyes looking into my room through the crack.
Every night.
No, just one night.
It's just one night. So, and this was happening for 3 years, and you guys, I mean, I can't even take 3 weeks.
Right. I mean, it's not constant, but when it starts bad.
Yeah. Well, hopefully, you know, you guys, I mean, do you guys have like a plan to get rid of it once and for all? Or just gotta live with it?
If it continues, we're going to have to get a pastor.
For sure.
Because I think it's a shadow, I think it's a couple shadow people, maybe some deceased people, and I also think there might be a demon.
So do you think your friend is still there at the house, or do you think it's the negative energy that's attracting all these things? Or do you think it's him?
I think it's an imprint.
So it may not be him personally, but it's just his negative imprint kind of thing.
Right. And that's about it. I just wanted to say thank you very much for making your videos. I always watch them. You're very talented. I love listening to your stories as I fall asleep. And my mom wonders why I have nightmares.
Yes. Thank you. That's actually a compliment in our field of work that we give people nightmares. Thank you.
Yeah.
All right. Thank you, Erica.
Okay. Have a great day.
It was great. How you put 3 years into 3 minutes. Anyways, so if you guys have, again, either ghost stories or what we talked about before, like just let's not meet stories, send me a blank email at horrorstudio1@gmail.com, and you guys can get in here. Send you guys a blank email, send you guys the link. People are telling Erica to move out of that house. So if you guys have any questions for me in the chat or any comments about the stories that we've read today, I am looking at the chat right now. People are just saying many things that are not related to. Cats are behind you. All right, so let's read the next story. This one is actually one I really enjoy because it's a topic I really enjoy. The title of this next story is called Skinwalker. This is new to me and all. I mostly don't tell anyone this, or even my parents. My parents don't know, but my friends do. I'm mostly awkward about talking about this because they sometimes think it's fake. So when I was like 7 or 8 years old, my grandma would tell me that there's bad things in this world, like bad medicine men or so-called bad witches, and I would be scared to sleep by myself. So I was sleeping with my brother. He was 5 years older than me, so he was about 12 or 13 when this happened. I'm a Native American girl that lives in North Arizona. When I was asleep, I would wake up with dog barking outside. I would get scared and just freeze in bed and pretend I was sleeping. But anyways, this happened during the summertime, and it would get too hot in the room, so my mom would open the windows wide open. Well, back to the story. I was frozen in my bed, and my eyes were closed. I didn't know what to do. My heart was thumping in my chest hard. I was so afraid that something would crawl through my window. I ended up falling in a deep slumber. Then I woke up with something sitting by my leg. It felt heavy. I didn't want to move. I peeked a little and saw a black figure sitting on my bed, and as I listened to it, it was singing a song. I didn't know what it was singing. My throat got stiff as I didn't want to swallow anything. Then it sprinkled something on me. I didn't know what it was. Then I didn't know. I fell asleep. The next morning I woke and went to the bathroom, and as I looked through the mirror, then there was something different about me. I had that feeling. Then I took a better look. I saw that I had lost some hair. It looked like someone cut my hair, and now it looks like I have bangs. It took my hair. I told my mom that something cut my hair. My mom said that a skinwalker probably took my hair, and made something that would curse me. I didn't know what she meant until we went to a medicine man. They said something is watching me every night. I thought that was a good thing, but I guess not. I want an update on this, man. That sounds so creepy. Sounds super creepy, man. Yeah, there's a lot of stuff on like Native American cultures. Medicine man, I've never heard of that before. That'd be pretty crazy. 3 medicine man stories. All right, next story. Home Alone horror story. Hey, horror studio. I'm going to write an extremely disturbing true Home Alone story. Please submit it. My name is Arif Ali. This happened when I was 13 years old and is truly a terrifying one. It was summer, August 2016. It was quite recently and I was home alone. Just to start off, I have 2 older sisters and 2 older brothers. I am the youngest out of 4 siblings in my family. Everyone was out at a restaurant for dinner. I didn't want to come as I had a really bad headache. At around 9 p.m., I heard something in my room fall over. I didn't think much of it, as my bedroom window was wide open and it was quite breezy outside, and I lived in a house, not flat. I went to my bedroom to get my hand cream as my hands were quite dry, and I was entering my room. I felt really scared for some unknown reason, so I just grabbed my cream and left my room as soon as I can. Okay, this is where things take a worse turn. As I was leaving my room, under my bed, I saw eyes, human eyes. I tried to remain calm. I power walked upstairs to my mom's room and locked the door. Little did I know, I did something really dumb for going to my mom's room. I had my phone on me and immediately dialed 999. A voice picked up saying, 999, how may I help you? I told her my situation and she dispatched police to my house. I hid under my mom's bed until the police arrived. It took 10 minutes for the police to arrive. I don't know why the heck it took so long. I was really scared, still on the line with a 999 operator. I had my landline in my pocket, and I called my mom. She said that, okay, don't worry, baby. I'm coming home immediately. I was still on the phone to 999, and I told my operator my mom is coming home. The operator told me I should be able to hear the sirens of the police, and thankfully I did. I heard the sirens of 2, not 1, but 2 police cars. I told the dispatcher there's 2 police cars. She told me, I only dispatched 1, not 2. I said okay, and the 999 operator told me to open the front door. I refused, as I was too scared. The operator told me my mom was here. She opened the front door and let the police in. I later on found out that there were 2 police cars, as the second one was after my mom's car. As she passed many red traffic lights, I came out terrified and told the police and my family exactly what happened. Then the police officer told us to wait outside, and after 10 minutes of searching the house, the police came out with 2 scruffy-looking men. The police told us that both of the men were armed with kitchen knives, but the police overpowered them and took the knives of the men. The men were taken to jail and confessed where they hid. They confessed everything and what they did and where they hid. One of the men were under my bed and was really stupid to not leave the house as they knew I saw them. And number two is what really scares me the most to this day. The second man was hiding in my mom's room, exactly where I was hiding. The man was hiding in the same room as me, but in my mom's wardrobe, where I thankfully never hidden. And only God knows what would have happened to me if I hid in there. I always wonder to this day why the second man never tried to kill me, even though he had a knife on him, and I did not have any weapons on me whatsoever. Charges were pressed against the 2 men for trespassing on private property. So that's the end of my scary Home Alone story, and I never in my whole entire life stay home alone. Thank you very much and all those who have kindly listened to my story, I will submit my story as it took time to take, and I'm shaking a lot as I'm typing this. I'll never be able to rub off that feeling that I'm still being watched from under my bed. Anyways, man, thanks, and if I have any mistakes with any words, please correct them. Bye, and have a nice evening. Thank you, Arif. It was a great story. All right, so I'm going to be sending out some links. And as for the rest of you, because we're going to end the stream hopefully pretty soon. I got to get to bed. But yeah, I'm going to be sending out some links. So save the stories if you guys do have some. I'll probably be doing another stream sometime this week anyways. And yeah, you guys can always come back on then. So if you guys have any questions, just put it in the chat, and I'll have some time to be answering them probably now. If you guys can see, my eyes are really red. My eyes are so dry right now. If you guys can see my eyes. So if you guys have any questions for me, you can put in the chat. But the chat's already pretty crazy right now. More active than usual, the chat is. HS1, when are you back in Canada? Yeah, I'm going to be back somewhere probably like mid-January, because school starts for me during that time as well. And yeah, I'm going to be going back for school. But right now I'm enjoying my life. You know, it's kind of fun. It's always been a fantasy to just like go to some random country, live in a hotel room, and then just do YouTube for a living, you know? It feels pretty cool. Good morning to you, sir. Thank you for reading to these stories. Noah says, I love your videos. Keep up the good work. Thank you. All right, so we have Red in here. Hey, what's up, man? You've been here before.
Why, yes, I have.
All right, what kind of a story do you have for us today, my friend?
Well, I just have a couple of updates.
Okay, let's hear them.
So, my sister and I, we were playing video games in her room. She stops by every couple of weeks because she moved out to go to cosmetology school. I looked at the door. It was slightly ajar so that the dog could get in and out if she so pleased. And it was moving back and forth slightly, and there was no window open. And the heater wasn't on because it's warm here in California in the winter. Well, at least inside the house. It was just like moving back and forth, and I mentioned nothing to my sister because, well, I don't want to worry her.
So it could not have been the wind. You think it's something?
Well, I mean, there was no window open, and the heater wasn't on. There was no breeze. No, nothing of the sort.
Back and forth, all right?
Yeah, it was like making slight movements.
Mm-hmm.
And last time I was here, I told you that there was a bookcase at the top of the stairs, yes?
Don't quite remember, but okay.
Well, once you go up the top of the stairs, directly to the right of the landing, there's a long bookcase with. We haven't filled up the bottom of the case, so it's completely empty besides for a few children's books of my past.
Right.
So I saw something while I was walking. It was really dark, and I had a cup of coffee, so I was focused on not spilling the really hot liquid. So I see this thing just dart under the bookcase. I saw out of the corner of my eye, but I definitely saw something go under there.
Right.
It wasn't just like, oh, I maybe saw it. No, it was like a mouse, but it was a solid black figure, like perfectly spherical, just dart under there. And there was nothing when I looked back.
Right.
Yeah.
So those.
And
right.
Well, go continue.
I was like, could it have just been a mouse?
No, it had a constant shape. You know those drones that are just like spherical and they fly and they don't have any propellers. It basically looked like one of those, though, and it was solid black. It didn't teeter, it didn't do anything. And yes, that is my cat.
Scared me there. Jesus.
Yeah. She was just eating the leftover cheese off my plate.
Okay, so
But
Hmm.
and yeah, that's it. I'd also like to say you're one of the best narrators I know. You have the perfect voice for it.
Just end it with that, eh? Thank you.
Yeah. You're in league with people like B Busta, Let's Read, and all that.
Thank you, man. That just made you the best caller of the day. Well, no, that just made you the last caller of the day because we're gonna be ending the stream quite soon. But thank you, man. Thank you for updating us once again, dude.
Yeah, well, happy 2017, and I gotta go deal with the rain on my dishes.
All right.
Bye.
Thank you, brother. All right, so that meow scared the shit out of me too. Yeah, we're gonna be ending the stream pretty soon, guys. I'm gonna have to go to bed. If there's any questions you guys have about anything, preferably the YouTube channel or something, but if for anything, you guys can type in the chat now. We'll do a couple minutes of that, and then. It seems like the chat just keeps talking about Kyle, whoever Kyle may be, and getting raped, and all that kind of stuff. Erica says, I have a much better story. Hopefully I can tell it. Yeah, maybe next time come back on. Horror Studio 1, do you know Lazy Masquerade? Not personally. No, I do not. And of course, many more comments about random things. So if you guys have no stories, I'm guessing that'll be it, guys. Thank you guys once again for coming and enjoying the stream with me. Hopefully I'll be doing one this week once more. And hopefully, you guys look forward to tomorrow's video. All right, guys. They're like, shit, the chat is terrible today. All right, bye, guys. Peace.